Hello Women's Business Club. This morning we're going to be taking a look at money. We're going to be talking about something that is absolutely essential to your business. And the problem with many businesswomen these days is that they are uncomfortable with money. Now, we all know that cash is king. If you don't have any money in your business is going to die. That's it, bottom line. And there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. If you run out of money, you've run out of money. And so it's essential that businesswomen learn to take care of their finances and they learn to understand how to grow a profitable business. Now, you may be very good at what you do, but if you're not very good at managing the numbers, then your business is not going to reach its full potential. And that's what we want you to achieve. We want you to reach your full potential in your business. And yes, that means making money. That means growing a profitable business. You have to get comfortable with money. You have to get okay with dealing with money or you won't make it. And that's the absolute truth. That's the bottom line. And so I'm going to dedicate Mondays to Money Mondays, to looking at various ways that you can learn how to handle your money, how to get really savvy with your money, how to grow your business profits, and how to really enjoy it. Enjoy the journey, because that's why you're doing it. Yes, you love what you do, but you also want to make a living out of it. You want to do really well. Money's not bad. The love of money, perhaps people can become obsessed with money, they love it, and it becomes their idol, and that can be really bad. But money in itself is just a thing. It's not bad and it's not personal. It is what we use to live, and it's what we use to pay our bills, it's what we use to grow our businesses, and what we use to charge for our services. So it's just money. Okay, we've got to get comfortable with it. So this morning, I wanted to give you 3 tweaks, 3 things that you could change that will instantly boost your business profits. Now, I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to be asking you the right questions. And it's up to you to really think about those questions and come up with your own answers, and thereby significantly and instantly increase your business profits. So, the first question may seem so simple that you may think, oh, that's obvious. But you know what? It's probably not. The first question could change everything for your business. The first question is, where is your money coming from? Do you know what is bringing in your biggest return on investment? Do you know what products or services are selling the best and bringing in the most money? Do you know where your money is coming from at all? Do you have a good handle on your income stream? Or hopefully multiple streams of income. Sit down and have a look at your finances. Have a think about, where is your money coming from? And then answer the question, what are you going to do about it? So, what is your biggest return on investment and what are you going to do about it? Key question. It could change everything for a lot of people. What is your biggest return on investment and what are you going to do about it? For example, that could mean that you are spending a lot of time and money trying to promote or sell something that's not bringing in much of a return on investment. In which case, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stop putting so much into it and just have it as something on the sideline? Or are you going to just pull the plug on it because it's not working and it's not bringing in a good return on investment? What is bringing a good return on investment and what are you going to do about that? Well, maybe you have something that's absolutely either selling like hotcakes, so you're selling a lot of this particular thing, or it could be something with a very high profit margin or high value, and you could be selling that successfully. Both, in which case, what are you going to do about it? Because it's working. So what can you do to make it work even more? What can you do to get it out there even more? So it's a really pertinent question, a really important question that we need to ask ourselves today, but we also need to be asking ourselves very regularly. Where is the money coming from? And what are we going to do about it? Now, this is going to be posted on the Women's Business Club news site. So you go womensbusiness.club/news, and you can pick up on these points and a little bit more information. And we also have some free downloads on the post as well. So it's been posted today. You can follow along. And what we're also offering today in our Money Monday series is you can get a free cash flow forecast template where you can download a cash flow forecast template. Actually, it's not free, it's $2.99, but that's close to free. You can download a cash flow forecast template so you can really get to grips with your money. Where is your money coming from? But then also segues nicely into the next question that I'm going to ask you, and that is, where is your money going to? There's no point if you continually increase your turnover, but you're not increasing your gross profit. What's the point? So you're just getting more income and more expenses. What you need to be doing is looking at improving, increasing your profit margins. Now that's when your business is growing. And it's quite possible, and I've been through this myself, it's very easy in many cases to increase your turnover, but then along with that comes increased expenses. And so it's kind of like, well, all I'm doing is adding higher values, higher expenses, and higher stress. So what's the point? So it's important to take a good look at where your money's going to as well. Do you have a good handle on your expenses? Do you have a budget for your business? Are you sticking to the budget? Are you incurring expenses that are unnecessary? Do you have some direct debits on your account that you've forgotten about? Do you pay too much on bank charges because you can't be bothered to swap around and change banks? Now, those are small expenses. Do you have perhaps somebody that's working for you, either in a subcontractor capacity, or a staff member, or somebody that's providing a service to you or product to you, and you've never actually looked at the return on investment on the people that are involved in your business? Or what about shopping around for new suppliers? You get so complacent because you're used to them, you like them, it's fun doing business with them, but actually you could significantly increase your profit margins by shopping around for new suppliers perhaps. And so have a good look at where your money's going to. And I propose that every single person watching this, if they went through their expenses today, could probably cut out at least 3 expenses. So you're looking at 3 things that you could probably cut out right away. This is a guess, but I'm pretty confident that there are things in your budget that you're spending money on that you probably don't need to be. So just by applying this one principle of answering the question, where's your money going to, you could instantly increase your profit margins on your business. So again, on the website, we have a template for businesses who maybe aren't budgeting. We have a budget template where you can download. Now, a budget is essential. A budget is where you're planning exactly what you're going to do with your money. You're planning or understanding where your money is coming from, and you're also planning where it's going to go to. So a budget is really setting up the plan. Then your cash flow forecast is then tracking it. What cash has come in? Where's it gone to? How am I doing according to my budget? Having these documents in place is essential. If you're a teeny tiny business, start with these documents, because then your business has a better chance of growing. And if you in a company and you're responsible for a department, but you haven't really paid attention to the figures, find out, get the figures, get the management reports, get the cash flow forecast, get the budget, get involved in the figures of your department or your area of responsibility, because you can instantly make a difference by just making these 3 tweaks today. So think about these questions. Where's your money coming from? Where's it going to? And then we're looking at the third important question, and that is, who is bringing in the money? And this is where we look at building your super tribe. We look at building and encouraging the people who are bringing money into your business, and they could easily be overlooked. It's very easy to take them for granted until they stop doing it. And then you're like, oh my goodness, what happened? And you don't realize how much money they're bringing into your business by doing what they do. So it's essential to ask yourself, who is bringing the money in? Who is bringing the money into my business? Who am I perhaps overlooking or taking for granted at this point? Or perhaps you just never even asked yourself that question. So it could be your super customers. They are people who buy from you over and over again. They're repeatedly buying from you, and perhaps they even bring in more customers. What are you doing to take care of your super customers? Are you taking them for granted? What happens if they stop buying one day? What happens if somebody else treats them nicer, or somebody else has better incentives? What are you doing to take care of the people who are bringing the money into your business? So straight away, you can instantly increase your business profits by simply identifying your super customers, going to them and seeing what you can do to empower them or encourage them to buy more or bring in their friends. What can you do? What would they like? Some of them are just fans and they love it. And then that segues on to the next point, which is super fans. So super fans are people who are absolutely passionate about your business, about you. They tell everybody about you. They bring business in. They are contributing financially to your business, but they're not customers. They're not buying from you. And they're not buying from you because they can't, because either it's not relevant to them, they don't need what you're offering, it's not the right time for them, whatever the case may be, but they are super fans. So they're absolutely passionate about what you're doing, but they're just not super customers. They're not buying from you. But your super fans are essential to your business growth and to your business profits. So what are you doing for your super fans? Or have you identified your super fans? Who are the people out there who are just sending business your way? Now, you could have people who are always spreading and sharing the word, but they're not actually directing profits to your business. You need to identify your super fans who are actually bringing in the money to your business. Now, those are the people you need to pay attention to. And then the third one are your super staff. If you have staff, and staff can be, I'm going to put it under a broad umbrella of, it could be somebody that you outsource, it could be your VA, it could be an employed staff member, it could be somebody you use occasionally, or even somebody you do a contra arrangement with. So let's put your staff under that umbrella, because it could mean different things for different businesses. But who are your super staff? Who are the people that are really bringing in the business in whatever shape, size and form? Because remember, not everybody's in a sales role, but they could still be bringing in the business, or they are managing their department well, or they're doing their job really well in a way that enables you to be free to go out and bring in the business. So identify your super staff. And one of the problems that many business owners make, one of the problem areas in many businesses, one of the mistakes that many business owners make, especially women, is that they keep the wrong people on board. They keep them on board because they like them, or they feel sorry for them, or they want to help them, but they're not actually good for the business, but they're emotionally involved, and so they keep the wrong people on board, and it sucks away at the business profits. Now, if you really want to grow your business, you're going to have to identify your super customers, your super fans, your super staff. We're going to call that your super tribe, and you're going to have to identify who they are, invest in them, and really and truly get more from them, encourage them, give them incentive, give them benefits. But equally, if you want to increase your business profits, you've got to stop wasting your time on other people who are actually a drain to your business and your resources. Now, that's probably the hardest thing to put into place after everything we discussed today. The hardest thing is letting someone go. The hardest thing is turning your back on somebody that you maybe invested years in, trying to win them as a client. You've sent them chocolates, you've sent them a card, you've had long phone calls, hours and hours of phone calls with them, and you've invested so much in this potential client, but they've never actually converted into a client, into a buyer, into a customer. You're going to have to cut them loose. You're going to have to say, right, there's no return on investment. It is time for me to focus on where the money is coming from, who's bringing the money in, and where the money's going to. And so those are my top 3 tips for today, my top 3 tweaks. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm asking you the right questions. And if you go away and seriously think about those 3 questions and come up with your own answers, you can instantly, from this minute, increase your business profits. And if you come back to these 3 questions regularly. You can use them for your monthly analysis, your quarterly analysis, your annual business plan, whatever the case may be. If you can use these questions and keep them in a part of your business strategy, you will see continued increase in business profits. Now, one other thing I just want to go back to, where's your money going to? The strap that I've put on the post on the website is changing your mindset from expenses to investment. Now, this little tweak in the way you think could change everything. Whenever money goes out, whenever it leaves your business account, think about, is it an expense or is it an investment? And how can you eliminate expenses and increase your investments? Now, your investments will have a return on investment because they're an investment. Your expenses is money that you just wave goodbye to. Bye-bye money, I've spent it. If you can start to consider where you're spending money and rein in on expenses and start to think, how can I make this into an investment? When you make your expense into an investment, you expect a return. You expect something to come back to you. You're not willing to just wave the money goodbye. Now, this could help you make important business decisions, because if you're looking at your cash flow forecast and you have X amount in your budget for web development, for example, let's look at that. So you want to spend a certain amount, say £1,000. You want to spend £1,000 on developing your website. It needs some tweaking, it needs some updating. So you want to spend £1,000 on your website. Now this could be an expense, because that would mean that you spend your £1,000, your money's gone, and that's it. You move on to the next area of your business. Or you could look at it as, how can I invest this £1,000 in my website? That changes everything. Because now you're asking the question, if I put this money in, what can I expect back from that money? How is this £1,000 that is going into my website, how is that going to produce a return for me directly from my website? And then that changes things. Then you no longer look at the £1,000 in your website as an admin task, like let's just tidy it up. You've got to look at it as, will this bring a return? And if not, why am I doing it? So you could look at perhaps, okay, I need to update my website, but I need to update it strategically in a way that it's pitched better to my ideal clients, so that this expense becomes an investment and I start getting a return financially from my website. Just an example. Apply it to your business. We at the Women's Business Club, we always give out these beautiful pink roses. I always happen to have them around. My husband actually bought these for me, so it's not Women's Business Club roses, but nevertheless, these are one of our investments. This is part of our strategy. It's not an expense. We don't just buy tons of roses wherever we go and give them out at clubs and when we're exhibiting. We put a little tag on it, and it has information that directs people to our website or our conference, and we can track. We can't track precisely, but we can get a pretty good idea by looking on our stat counter how many people after an event have actually gone on to look at the website as a result. And then if we've collected business cards, we can pretty much track how much these roses have given us a return on investment. Plus, when people have gone to one of our clubs and they get a beautiful rose and they feel just special, they take a photo of it and they put it on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and they share it through social media. Now again, we can't directly track the return on investment. However, some people do say, oh, I saw so-and-so sharing the beautiful rose in the club and it got me curious and I came to the club and I've joined. There we go, return on investment. So our roses aren't expenses. We expect these roses not only to make the women feel really special, take time out to give them a rose and thank them for coming, make them feel special. Now that's a return on investment in its own. But financially, we expect these roses to be out there in the UK spreading the word for us, because they are special and people like to share special things. So that's just a very small example of how a $5.99 bunch of roses is not an expense but an investment, because we expect to get results from it. So think about your business. Think about every single thing in your budget that at the moment you put in the expenses column, and is there a way that you could turn it into an investment? Is there a way that you can put a tracker on, and maybe we should put a code on our roses. I've just helped myself with my own talk. So we should put a code on our roses so we can track directly how much of a return we're getting on our investment with the roses. So I'm going to leave you with that. The concept of changing your mindset from expenses to investment can even apply to your people and your time. Are you spending your time, or are you investing your time? If you're spending your time, then you're doing something and you don't expect a return on that time. Whereas if you're investing your time, you are putting your time into something, but you expect a return from that time. And with your people, are you investing in your people? Are you putting things into your people and expecting a return? Or are you just willy-nilly, you have people and you're hoping for the best, and whatever happens, okay, sarah, sarah. So think about it. It's just a small change in your mindset that will help you get everything you can out of your time and your money and your people. Apply any one of these today, and I guarantee you will see an instant increase in your business profits. Apply them all, and the sky's the limit. So I would love you to hop onto the post on Women's Business Club. Read the post. I'll actually pop this video in there later today. Read the post, apply things, and then put a comment in the bottom and say, wow, this worked straight away. Share with us. We want to see that I haven't spent this time talking to you, but I've invested this time, and I can get a return by knowing that it's made a difference in your business. So thanks for listening, and I will get back to you again with some more fantastic money tips that will help you to grow your business and become a super successful businesswoman. So have a great day. Bye.